Alright, so we have to talk about Rebel Moon, the new Netflix film from Zack Snyder, and the fact that it's officially premiering on Netflix this week, this Friday, December 22nd. And even with the Rotten Tomatoes score and the reactions that are now officially out, it looks like this might be not good. It's because even though with the Rotten Tomatoes score, which is definitely not good, even with the history of Zack Snyder films, and even that from DC to Netflix, and now it looks like Rebel Moon could set a new record for Zack Snyder's worst debut film as well. So I'm gonna go over the Rotten Tomatoes score and break down everything that we know, especially about this new film series that Zack Snyder is doing for Netflix, and just so much more. And so if you're new, then be sure to subscribe and click that notification bell so it's on any future videos. So let's just get into it. And now, as I mentioned with Rebel Moon, this is the new film series from Zack Snyder, where this is going to be like a super long movie, and this is like every sci-fi movie with Star Wars, Game of Thrones all rolled into one, and the fact that this is going to be a two-part film series, with the first part coming out this Friday, December 22nd, and with the second part coming out in April of 2024, and like the fact, Rebel Moon looks amazing, and it has a simple story and like a simple premise that many people don't get, and even with the Rotten Tomatoes score that has been officially released, but as of me recording this, it has changed. But previously, when the Rotten Tomatoes score first came out, it debuted at 9% on Rotten Tomatoes, with the first 22 reviews that are live, and now even like a couple of days ago, like it's now debuted to be at 24% on Rotten Tomatoes, and with the audience score, that's now 72% on Rotten Tomatoes. With the audience score, I think that's what really matters most. And even with people that should definitely form their own opinions, especially after they watch this movie, and the fact that this has gotten people so concerned that this is the new thing that Zack Snyder is doing over on Netflix with his new film series, with every sci-fi theme all rolled into this one movie, and with many people that obviously did not like it. And even with Snyder himself, I adored for what he did over at DC, from Man of Steel, introducing Henry Cavill's Superman, and even with his own director's cut of Justice League, and that didn't set up anything. And ever since he departed ways with Warner Bros. And DC, now moving over to Netflix and been making films for him, especially from like Army of the Dead, and now over to Rebel Moon, and with the new film series that he's doing, and made people did not like it. And even with the Rotten Tomatoes score and the early reviews and the reactions, and that even that people have said that with the film that it lacks pacing, the character development, and so much more. I think that's what people said in their reactions before. I'm pretty sure there's some positive ones out there, but I think for what this means, especially for the Snyder fan base, I can be a little bit toxic sometimes. But even with people that should form their own opinions, and even people that do not like the films from Zack Snyder, but even with the future of his films, and even with his lowest score before this was a Sucker Punch, I think even with this film that is getting hated on, and even with the Rotten Tomatoes score, I think this could be a problem. And on top of that, even with Zack Snyder's whole filmography, and I'm pretty sure with the Rebel Moon, is that the only divisive movie that we've seen here, despite with the Rotten Tomatoes score. But even with the Man of Steel that launched the DCE with Henry Cavill's Superman, I'm pretty sure that had a not so good of a Rotten Tomatoes score, but a lot of people loved it. And even with the Sucker Punch, that was also not well received, or it didn't have a good score on Rotten Tomatoes, but I'm pretty sure people liked it. But even with this new film series, if that tries to be like a failure, that gets a review bombed, and even because with the Rebel Moon, they said it's just like part one of a film series. And I'm pretty sure with part two is gonna get even better. I haven't seen the film myself, but I'm pretty sure. I think with this movie, it's probably going to be a setup for the next thing for part two, and even part one, that's going to be like a setup phase. But it's just like the introduction of what Zack Snyder is going to adapt over on Netflix. when the first couple of trailers came out for this movie, and it looked amazing. And in fact, it looked like every sci-fi movie, including for Star Wars, Game of Thrones, all rolled it into one movie. And now all of a sudden, it's getting review bombed, especially by critics, and it's especially being a divisive movie. But I think we should definitely form our own opinions, even if the Snyder fan base can be toxic at sometimes. But so I think that this will be a good movie, even though this is going to be a two-part film series. But we'll have to wait and see when the actual reviews comes out this Friday. And so for my final thoughts, I'm excited for Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon. I'm excited for what he's going to be adapting in this two-part film series, and also despite the Rotten Tomatoes score being so divisive, I think at the end of the day, we should definitely form our own opinions, especially when this movie comes out. If people do like it or do not like it, and even though that this is going to be a two-part film series, and even though it's just going to be like a phase for what's about to come, I'm pretty sure it's going to be great, even for what Zack Snyder is going to be doing with this film series as well. And so that is going to be it for this video, and just let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below, and what thoughts on all this, what thoughts on Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon being reviewed on Rotten Tomatoes, and are you looking forward to this film on Netflix? And just, I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Don't forget to like the video, and subscribe, and turn on notifications about future videos, and also follow my social, which are linked down below. And with that, I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.